The Big Sick stars, I'm gonna butcher his name, Kumail Nanjiani. And he plays himself in the fictionalized true version of how he met his wife Emily, played by Zoe Kazan. And he is from Pakistan. He is a stand-up comedian, and his family is extremely religious, and they want him to do an arranged marriage with another Pakistan girl, but he has found this girl Emily, who he really likes, but he's afraid that his family won't like her because she is white. And the two of them have to figure out their relationship status because of their family issues. And after tragedy strikes, Kumail has to deal with Emily's parents and how he has to warm up to them and eventually befriend them and win Emily over. And I've heard a lot of great things about The Big Sick. I heard it is extremely funny. It is a great realistic romantic comedy for this day of age, and it's very different from the stereotypical romantic comedy. And I was afraid that all this hype will actually deteriorate the final enjoyment for the product, and I was surprised that The Big Sick was actually just as great as I expected it to be. I was afraid that The Big Sick wouldn't really be as funny as it was promoting itself to be, but The Big Sick was surprisingly extremely funny almost throughout the whole movie. One thing that Kumail does really well with the comedy in this movie is having sarcastic comedy. It's kind of different from the big shock value comedy that we get in other modern comedies today, but I really love sarcastic comedy, and I thought that they pulled it off amazingly, especially when he's flirting and just talking with his girlfriend Emily. And another great source of comedy in this movie is from Ray Romano, who plays Emily's dad. He is extremely funny. The first real interaction between Kumail and Ray Romano's character got so many laughs. It's one of the funniest scenes in the whole movie. But one thing that concerned me in the movie is that within an hour in the movie, there is a big shift in tone where the plot really kicks off and goes into more serious dramatic territory. And I thought the comedy would kind of linger at that point. The comedy, thankfully, never lingers except for the last 20 minutes. But even during this darker tone and shift, the comedy was still laugh out loud hilarious. And within an hour of the movie, there is a shift in tone of what the plot is really about, and it goes into a lot darker, more realistic territory that isn't really seen a lot in a lot of generic romantic comedies, which I really applaud. I thought it was a great twist on the classic romantic comedy genre, and at the same time, I was a bit nervous by it because I didn't think that the two parts of the movie would hold up really well together, but to my surprise, they played it off really well. But the only problem about that is I felt like the pacing for this movie was extremely off. When the real plot of the movie kicks in, I thought it would be like maybe a little bit more than an hour into the movie, but it was actually only 40 minutes, which made me feel like the movie was going extremely slow, and we had over an hour left in the movie. And for a remaining hour, I was okay with it, but then the ending happened. There was like 20 minutes more of the movie, and I just thought it really should just end. Throughout the movie, they have a lot of subplots that they give the audience in the movie. They have a subplot with Ray Romano and Holly Hunter, Emily's parents, of their relationship status, and when they give the plot in the movie, they kind of glance over very quickly, and then they have a quick resolution in the end. It didn't really need to be in there, and it felt kind of forced, especially in when the scene, only lasting 2 minutes, didn't really need to be in the movie. And then there's the subplot with Kumail's family and how they kind of react to him dating someone who they don't want to. And then there's the main subplot of Kumail trying to win over this girl Emily. And then there's a subplot of maybe Kumail's trying to change up his life. There are a lot of storylines that had to be resolved in such a shorter period of time, but it felt much longer than it really had been, so I felt like the ending kind of lingered on a bit, and during those 20 final minutes, I did think that the comedy didn't really flow as well as it did in the beginning of the movie. And while I really love the writing and the uniqueness of the movie, I thought that the character Emily was not really well written. She's good in the first 40 minutes, and then she discovers something, and her character, who is described to be a therapist, should know how to handle a situation like this. But Emily just freaks out and flips out, and they even acknowledge this, and she's like, "I'm expressing emotions!" Which is okay, but this situation that she discovers can easily be resolved if the two of them just talk it out. And it was kind of extremely random and out of character. And then in the end of the movie, when she is trying to resolve things with Kumail, she is a bit bitchy. I understand that she doesn't really realize what Kumail is going through a majority of the movie, but just her reaction to Kumail and all that he's done for her was really rude and really nasty, actually. And then she has a change of character, which takes literally one scene where she watches a video and that's it. I didn't really like how they dealt with her character by the end of the movie, and I thought that was quite disappointing. But yeah, The Big Sick, I was really surprised by this movie. I thought it was extremely funny. I love the characters. I love the unique writing and the twist of the generic rom-com flick. The ending kind of did linger a bit, and I didn't really like the writing of one of the characters, but I still really like The Big Sick, and I can say that The Big Sick is a great movie. So that's The Big Sick. Have you seen the movie? Have you not seen the movie? Whatever you think, you can put in the comments below, and maybe I'll read it, maybe I won't. Thank you as always for watching. If you haven't, click my last video right over here, and you can click my upcoming video right over here. Should be somewhere over here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you as always for watching. Hope to see you next time.